Welcome in, welcome in. How you guys doing tonight? Happy Friday. I hope you guys are having a great Friday. Hope everybody is doing well. Hello, Taisha. Hello, Master of Strumpets. Hi. I know who you are. You can't hide, Joseph. Hey, Black Rooster. Jesse, how you doing? By the way, Jesse, I didn't tell you this. I didn't ask permission, but I gave you a wrench. I hope that's okay. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Hey, Leo, son. How you doing? Let's see. I'm working on getting the order up. Give me just a second. And then we're going to do some collective readings. What's up? What's up? I ran just a little bit late starting. You know, I was on the phone. Sorry, y'all. Girl, Gemini, I got to talk. What can I say? What can I say? Good to see everybody. Hello, hello. Let's do some collective messages. Let's do some collective messages. Hope you guys are doing well tonight. Welcome in, welcome in. All right, here we go. Collective. We're going to get some love messages first. All right, here we go. What do my folks watching need to know most about love right now? What is going on in love for my collective? Give me a general idea of what is being experienced or will be soon experienced by my collective. Everybody watching me now or in the future. Let's take a look. What is going on with the collective, please? What is going on with the collective in love? What's going on in the collective with love? Hey, girlie, how you doing? What's going on with the collective around love? What's going on with everybody who watches the cottage now or in the future in love? Let's see what is going to come out for everyone. Give me a romance message, please. Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate that. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got around love for the collective. What's going on in love? What's going on in the love life of the collective? Tell me what's going on here. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Five of Wands in the reverse. Chariot in the reverse. Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Hey, Laura. Good to see you. You have put the halt on something. You put the brakes on something that was creating drama and causing stress for you. I think you're of the mindset with the Four of Pentacles here in the reverse of, I'm willing to lose that if it means I get to keep my peace. Feels like a choosing yourself kind of decision, collective. Something here is creating drama or conflict in your life, and you're putting the halt to it and saying, I'm fully prepared to release this. I'm fully prepared to release whatever messes with my peace. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got around this thing. What else do we have here? Oh. You know what? I think in your mind, there you go. In your mind, with whatever you're releasing, I think you're fully aware that there are possibilities out there that are endless. And you're kind of in this energy of, you know what? I was single before I met them. I'll meet another one. And I think you know that. Intuitively, you do. My cards suggest that you're already aware of that. You have that knowledge. Ace of Swords. That's also about a new thing. Somebody that will actually work on things and invest with the Eight of Pentacles here. And commit. Seven of Cups in the reverse. Absolutely. Look, there's the Two of Cups. So you're well aware that your person is out there. I think whoever is, whoever's energy I'm picking up on right now, you're just in this energy of you have basically a zero tolerance for BS, okay? And you're in this energy of, this is not, whoever I'm talking to right now is not jaded, okay? You're in this energy of just recognizing when something disrupts your peace that you would prefer to choose yourself every time. You're in that energy. I see you doing that. And I think you have an insight enough in the way things work in the world that you realize that your Two of Cups is out there. And just because this isn't that doesn't mean it doesn't exist, because here it is. Auntie Karen's seeing it in the cards coming in, sure as shit, right? There it is. So I'm confirming, if you're thinking about releasing something or you have not yet done it yet and you're on the fence about it, better things are out there. You don't have to settle for that mess. Better things are out there, okay? People who will actually work on things and give to something and invest in something and be attentive towards you and be curious about you. I've got all of that. I think you're coming at this place and realizing the difference. Hermit reversed. Realizing the difference in loneliness and valuing true companionship. There's a difference. You're not looking for somebody to fill up some gaping hole in your heart, right? You've got that covered yourself. So whoever I'm talking to is fairly healthy and has clearly done a lot of work on themselves. Anybody here that relates to that? Because that's what I see here. You're not wrong. Your Two of Cups is here. And I think you're just refusing to deal with people, places, or things that are disruptive to your peace. You're like, no, I'm out. I'm all good on that. Miss me with the drama. Miss me with all that. Been there, done that. Got the t-shirt, burned it, had a whole ass ritual. I'm all good. Let's see if there's another love message that comes out. We'll do this before we do individual individual mini readings. Is there another love message for my folks that are watching right now? Thank you, girly. Thank you. Let's take a look. Let's see what's up. Here we go. Let's take a look. Any other love messages for the collective right now? Any other love messages for the folks that watch this now or in the future, please? Any other love messages? Let's see what we got. Any other love messages for folks watching right now? Any other love messages? Any other love messages? You relate. Thank you, Jess. One more shuffle. Any other love messages for my peeps, my homies, the Cottage family? Any other love messages? All that glitters is not gold. Discernment is key. All right. When somebody comes in carrying a lot of baggage, whether they mean to be untrustworthy or not, sometimes you have to pay attention to what's not said just as much as what is said. Part of being an emotionally mature person is honoring yourself and learning not to betray your standards or boundaries and ignore these things. So I very much have that. All that glitters is not gold. Your person is here. God, I keep getting this recurring message to remind you. Your King of Hearts, your Queen of Hearts, Cups, is here. I'm talking to some people that are close to finding your person, okay? This is twice we've seen this come out as a reminder of what is here. Don't mistake a Page of Cups in reverse for a King or Queen of Cups in the upright, because those are two different things, right? This one has potential. We don't fall for potential. You're not Bob the Builder. Nah, you get a finished version. You get a move-in ready version. Turnkey, if you call it that, right? Hey Daisy, how you been? All right, with that being said, we're gonna go right on over. Do y'all want a money message? Vote. Do y'all want me to go on and start reading for mini readings, or do y'all want a quick money message? Tell me if you want. Vote which, y'all vote and I'll see who wins. I'll do a money collective reading, or we'll just start with the paid readings, whichever y'all decide. And I'm glad you feel at home here, Daisy. That means more to me than you could ever imagine. money message. Okay. So we've got money, one money vote. That's enough. We don't have a lot of people in here. I'll go ahead and do money. Give me what does the collective need to know about money? Job, money, and career message, please. Job, money, and career message for the folks watching me now or later. Job, money, and career. Let me timestamp that. Hold on. All right. Job, money, and career for the collective, please. Job, money, and career for the collective. Job, money, and career. What does the collective need to know about job, money, and career? Job, money, and career for the collective. Job, money, and career. Job, money, and career for whoever's watching. What do we need to tell our folks? What do we need to tell our folks? Let's take a look. Job, money, and career. Here we go. Job, money, and career for the collective. What does my folks need to know? What does Cottage family need to know about job, money, and career, please? Let's take a look. Oh, so I'm going to read this a couple of different ways. It's a good message, all right? I could read this at face value. The Sun reversed, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Judgment card. That's a pretty good progression from going from a place of not the best to a place of really solid, okay? Let's talk about it. If we're in a place where we're challenged with the Sun card, then certainly the Knight of Pentacles, we need to make moves to make that happen. Okay, money moves with the Knight of Pentacles here. Sometimes that can be hard. Sometimes you're restricted to a degree with, work and that, okay? But the Judgment card is here as well. That's renewal, resurrection, resiliency, coming back from challenges, all right? Now, the Knight of Pentacles, to a degree, you may say, there's not a lot I can do. Yes and no. We can be consistent and dedicated at our job. That is for sure, okay? And at the same time, we can think outside the box and get creative on ways to make money. I do that on the daily. Now, I also want to talk about why the Sun is reversed. And I want to get a little bit deeper. As with anything, abundance begins on the inside. So you are called to realize that and to know that if you're having monetary struggles or challenges, that's giving you, that's a mirror of how you are vibing on the inside, okay? So it becomes important to vibe as if, to act as if. I'm not telling you to go out and buy a Tesla or spend a lot of money. That's not what I'm telling you. Let's talk about what we really seek with money. It's not money itself. It's the feeling it gives us. For some of us, it's security. For some of us, I don't know. I mean, it gives you a sense of power. Okay. For some of us, it's a sense of accomplishment or achievement. Sometimes it's a combination of those things. I want you to look at the feeling you are seeking. Okay. Whatever that feeling is, put yourself there. Do you imagine the smell of a new car? Sit and smell it. Do you imagine yourself sitting on a tropical island somewhere, sipping a fruity drink with an umbrella? I want you to close your eyes and feel the sea breeze going across your face and the whole 9 yards and the warmth of the sun. Literally allow yourself to go there and feel that feeling. That's going to put you in the vibration that you need to be in. This has got to start on the inside in order for us to manifest it on the outside. So this was a twofold message. I think the second part of it was much, honestly, more helpful than the first part. But that's what I got, folks. That's what I got. All right. Without further ado, we're going to do paid readings now. Naomi is up first. Before we do that, I'm going to do the sound bowl because that's what we do here. So let's do that. All right. So, first up is Naomi. And Naomi has is looking for advice. So Naomi is a Capricorn. Here we go, Naomi. What does Naomi need to know for advice, please? What is it that Naomi needs to know? What is it that Naomi needs to know? What is it that Naomi needs to know? Thank you, Laura. What is it that Naomi needs to know? What is it that Naomi needs to know? Here we go. What is it that Naomi needs to know? What is it that Naomi needs to know today? What is it that Naomi needs to know? There she is. All right, here we go. What is it that Naomi the Capricorn needs to know right now? What is it that Naomi needs to hear from Spirit? What is it that Naomi needs to hear from Spirit? What is it that Naomi needs to hear from Spirit? What is it that Naomi needs to hear from Spirit? What is it that Naomi needs to hear from Spirit? What is it that Naomi needs to hear from Spirit? Source, Spirit, Universe, what does Naomi need to know? Here we go. Queen of Cups, Judgment, Knight of Wands. So what I get, Naomi, is this. You're coming in this Queen of Cups energy. I realize you're an earth sign, but we can embody any of the elements. And you're embodying this lovely Queen of Cups energy. Mature, giving, loving. And I see there's an energy here, okay, that you may have history with. All right, because we have the Judgment card, which can speak to past energy here. We also have the Knight of Wands, somebody that may have a history of being exhausting to deal with, chaotic, maybe temperamental, distant, pushy sometimes, headstrong, and yet immature at the same time, with it being a knight, right? And I guess my point is this, know who you are, and, you know, refuse to settle for less than what you deserve, okay? Refuse to settle for less than, okay? We're not looking for pages and knights out here. They're well-meaning, okay? But they have the emotional maturity sometimes of a teenager, all right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but you're coming in as somebody who has some substance to yourself, right? You're coming in as somebody that has some substance. You're on the level of king, queen, right? And you know, you want to keep it real. You want to be looking for somebody that meets you in the same way that you meet them, and not someone that you feel like you have to carry, or, you know, emotionally or intellectually, or in just a maturity level in general. There is something to be said for the steadfast nature of a Capricorn. And it is steadfast, and I know it is my moon sign. And where Capricorns can struggle is feeling like we've got to hold it down for everybody. And that's just beyond our responsibility. But we tend to take responsibility sometimes for things that are really, we shouldn't have to, and would be healthy if we didn't. So just know that you're not Bob the Builder, that you absolutely deserve somebody on the same level as you. And I hope you won't ever settle for less. I hope that made sense to you. I hope that made sense. All right. Hey, Ann David, how are you? Good to see you. Let me know if that helped you, and we will go from there, Naomi. Next up is going to be Gina. And Gina, actually, I have her questions right here. Let's see. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. Good. I'm glad that helped you. I'm glad that helped you. So let's start with this, Gina. Oh, let me timestamp for Gina. Gina asks, she's asking about a Sag that she is dealing with. I know, Gina. And so what I'm going to start with, Gina, I have read what you had sent me. I think what I'm going to do is ask what exactly the Sagittarius wants from you. That's what we're going to do. Oh my gosh. How sweet of you. Thank you, love. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, girlie. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That is very sweet. It won't let me heart it because it's not far enough up on my screen, but it will. I'm gonna heart it in a minute. There it goes. Okay, good, good, good. But let's do this, Gina. Let's ask about what the Sagittarius wants for you. What does the Sagittarius want from Gina? 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 What does the Sag want from Gina, please? What does the Sag want? Oh, let's see. And by the way, Gina, I hope you feel better. Let's see. What does Sag want? What does Sag want? What does the Sagittarius want? What does the Sagittarius want from Gina? What does the Sag want from Gina? What does the Sagittarius want from Gina? That doesn't make any sense. That's bullshit. I've got a bad pull. That's just all there is to it. I'm changing decks. I am changing. I don't believe it. I'm not buying that shit. Hold on a minute. We're starting over, Gina, with your question, and I'm looking for a specific. Where is that deck? Which one is this the deck I'm looking for? Yeah. No, that's not it either. Where the hell is my Edgar Allan Poe deck? Y'all give me just a minute. Why can't I find this deck? What in the name of all things unholy happened to my deck? Give me just a minute. Where are you? Is this it? Well, shit. I had that deck the other day. Oh, here it is. It's turned upside down. That's why I couldn't get it. All right, Gina. I'm starting over. Here we go. Tell me what the Sag wants from Gina. 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 What does the Sagittarius want from Gina? What does this Sag want from Gina? What does the Sagittarius want from Gina? What does the Sagittarius want from Gina? Okay. What does the Sagittarius want from Gina? What does the Sag want from Gina? What does the Sag want from Gina? What does the Sagittarius want from Gina? Gina, is it possible that this Sag is talking in circles, and because you kind of mentioned that he wanted you to give more so that he could give more. That was his premise, as I understood it. Is it possible that he is trying to push you away? Could he be doing that? I know he's an avoidant. It almost feels like he's testing. You know, I kind of got this before. It feels like he is testing this, okay? Based on what I know, based on what you're telling me here, and based on what both of these decks are saying, it's almost like he's trying to see if you'll leave. He's trying to see if he's testing your resolve. And you know, your job is not to prove to him, hey, Venus Jim, your job is not to prove to him that you're solid. He should already know that. But by the same token, if you act a certain kind of a way, then even a solid person is going to have enough self-respect to choose themselves. So I can't for the life of me, figure out, this doesn't make any sense. And I think, Gina, you may or may not be here, but this is what I'm picking up. And I feel like that he is testing you and trying to push you away. He's seeing if you'll leave. That's what I got. He's seeing if you'll leave. It's like he's trying to put up a roadblock. Give me more. The Sun, the Four of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords in the reverse. I think that I think I know what that is. It's the fear of emotional vulnerability all day long. That's what it is, which is, you know, and he's in a pattern. Gina, he is in a pattern. Nine of Cups in reverse, Hierophant reverse, Nine of Wands in the upright. He's jaded, you know, about he's got these issues around the attachment style that you mentioned. He's jaded about love and commitment. So it's like he's guarded with the Four of Pentacles here. He knows you guys could be happy with the Sun card here, but he just is struggling to open up for that. And so the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands in the upright, the way that I always read that, Gina, is that it's like a person, it's a sabotage card. It's a compulsion to keep sabotaging even when you know you're sabotaging. You just, you know, it's that subconscious drive that comes from those unhealed wounds, right? I know this is going to do this, and I can't stop myself. And I don't know if he has that awareness or not. He may not. He probably does, based on everything that you and I have talked about. But it's like he knows this is harmful. He knows this is creating distance between you and him. All right? The Lover's card in the reverse. Oh, what a predicament. That's what I'm getting. Page of Swords, trust issues, suspicious. Baggage, Six of Cups in reverse. This is all driven by this. Ten of Wands, Ten of Swords. These are some of the same cards I saw in the first deck, by the way. That almost always happens when I change decks. In fact, I've never had it not happen. But sometimes I just need a whole different set of cards to be looking at. And that's essentially what happened here. Gina, that's what I've got. This is confusion to the nth degree. If this doesn't make sense to you, and you're much more attuned to human behavior than me, so I would be curious if, based on your experience and what I'm seeing here, if that makes sense. If not, you can let me know. I'll be glad to look at this in more detail. That's what I got. All right, let's check in on the coal miner. How you been, Venus Jim? It's good to see you, babes. All right. Let's see what we've got with the Scorpio coal miner. Tell me about the Scorpio coal miner towards Gina. Give me an update on what's going on there. Give me an update on what's going on with the Scorpio coal miner, please. Give me an update on what's going on with the Scorpio coal miner. Give me an update with what's going on the Scorpio coal miner, please, towards Gina. Give me an update. Give me an update on the Scorpio coal miner as it relates to this connection with Gina. What's going on with the Scorpio coal miner? Give me an update. Give me an update on the Scorpio coal miner. Give me an update on what's going on. Six of Wands, Eight of Cups, Ten of Cups in reverse, Two of Pentacles in the reverse, Eight of Wands. He has every intention of communicating with you with the Eight of Wands here. I do see him walking away from something that makes him unhappy, but what's crazy is he's in his ego. He is in his ego with that Six of Wands. Walking away from a situation that's just not happy. Why is the Two of Pentacles here in the reverse? I think he regrets getting with her to begin with. Yeah, he sees that connection as a toxic connection. All right. He regrets getting in that situation to begin with. He's taking control. Okay, good. Good. He's taking control of his life. That's how he's vibing right now. He's wanting to do that. Why is the Empress here in the reverse? Star. He wonders if you're still there. He wonders if his Empress is still around. Star. He sure hopes so. He sure hopes so. Nine of Pentacles. I'm single. I'm divorced. Justice in the reverse. He's moving forward on this stuff. And I love you. King of Cups. I love you, Gina. I love you. I still see him in the same vibe that I've been seeing him and actually moving in that kind of a direction, which is very interesting. Temperance card, he needs to do that. He needs to heal. I almost worry, Gina, that the first time he reaches out to you, he may not be in a place where, yeah, I think there's my confirmation. Here's what I get. I think when you first hear from this Scorpio, I don't think he's going to be in the best place to really think about doing anything other than just checking in, basically, because he's in a Four of Swords energy, and that's exhausted, tired of fighting, really needing to recuperate emotionally. That's what I see with the coal miner. That's what I see. That's what I got. You know, it's my thought, and I'd love to hear your feedback, Gina, when you see this. It's my thought. You know, I did a video about ego a while back, and a lot of times we talk about somebody being in their ego. And a lot of times our mind immediately assumes that somebody's acting egotistical and arrogant, and, you know, and that can certainly be. But I think ego is I don't think our ego is a bad thing. I think it has our best interest at heart. It just goes about protecting some places that are still wounded. And in the case of, you know, people who sometimes act arrogant, okay, they're protecting a fragile self-esteem. And sometimes other behaviors may not seem related to the ego, you know, the protectiveness, if you will, but in fact they are, right? So, I don't know. I'd be curious to hear your take on that. All right. We're going to Eileen. Aileen. All right. Oh, this is I knew who this was. This is Venus Gem. I'm like sitting here going, Okay, I got you. All right, here we go. Let me timestamp for you, Venus Gem. Here we go. All right. Taurus Sun, I'm feeling a little lost and all over the place. Just looking for expanded guidance and details in case there is something specific the universe is trying to call to my attention. Thanks as always. Aileen, Venus Gem. I got you, beautiful. Oh, it's Eileen. I think you told me that before. I'm going to blame it on Gemini brain. All right. Let's see what we got, Eileen. Oh, you even said that. Eyeleen. Okay. Here we go, love. What is it that Eileen, the beautiful Taurus, needs to know? Give me something for Eileen. Is there anything for Eileen that is helpful, useful, appropriate, timely? Let's see. Let's take a look. Eileen Taurus. Let the tower fall. Let the tower fall. We'll talk more about that in a minute. King of Swords. Four of Swords. Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. So let's talk about it, Eileen. And I want to go back to that tower because that called to me. And it's so funny that we would see the tower card as we read for you. It's a rough card. It's a challenging card, and it's often a misunderstood card. But many times when we are feeling lost. Hey, Olivia, I actually did see it come through. I'll have you after Joseph if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I'll update the screen in a minute, love. All right, so Venus Gem. Let's talk about the tower. Towers are misunderstood. They are not fun. They are traumatic, and they are really, really tough. But the reason a tower happens is because we built something on shifting sand. The literal definition of a tower is a dramatic intervention by the divine to strike something down that is built on false beliefs. Okay, that is the literal definition of a tower. And the advice when the tower comes out is to not fight, let the tower fall. If a tower's falling, it needs to fall. And one of the hardest things that we go through in life is towers. And I did an essay actually over on Patreon that I uploaded either yesterday or the day before. And I went into depth about how a tower really feels. It was not a video, it was a written essay. And if you're going through a pure dark night of the soul, it's real and it's raw, but it talks a lot about how my towers have felt, okay? But nonetheless, the best thing that we can do is to not fight the process, but to realize that as hard as it is for your entire world to seemingly fall apart, what's going to be rebuilt is going to be so much better, so much stronger, and so much more beautiful. And that process takes time and work. But at the same time, the tower is going to fall. And if you fight it, it's going to make it harder on you. Okay, it's going to make it a more painful process, right? So ideally, while it's not pleasant, the best thing to do, and it's okay to sigh and it's okay to roll your eyes. Those are okay. That's okay. Because you accept it in however you can, right? But at the same time, It's the appreciation for knowing, as hard as this is, the best thing for me to do is just say, it is what it is. Time to release this. It's going to be harder to hold on than to let go. It's going to hurt worse to hold on than it is to let go. Neither one is easy, but letting go is going to be choosing me ultimately, and that's never the wrong decision, okay? King of Swords is here. That is the ability to step outside of our emotions and the way we feel, not to dismiss them, not to detach from them, but to observe them and to both honor them, as well as, to be able to make a head over heart decision of choosing what is not health, or choosing things that are healthy versus not healthy. And the Four of Swords is here. That's about needing to nurture yourself after a really exhausting experience, okay? Getting enough rest, taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself, allowing yourself the time and the space to recuperate for some really tough times, and not jumping into a relationship too soon and using that as a distraction from dealing with the issues, because all it really is going to do is create more problems for us, right? So, Aileen, that's what we have here. And that is what I am seeing. I hope that was meaningful, relevant, helpful, useful. You let me know, Aileen. You let me know. She says, I think that's the problem I'm having. Knowing the difference between honoring and releasing my emotions versus, but you know what? That is such a very, it's good that you see the struggle, okay? The struggle, and that is different. That is very different. Hey, Emma, how you doing? That is very different. The fact that you realize that there's a difference between honoring your emotions while also abandoning them, being two different things, that's insightful. And even though you may be struggling with that, the fact that you're aware that you're struggling with that is going to help you so much in that, okay? And it is true, because when you love a person, that feelings are feelings, and I would hope that you would honor the right to feel the way you feel, and choosing yourself because you love yourself. And Venus Gem, I don't know if you're over on Patreon, but I want you to go and read that thing that I wrote. It's like an 8-page essay, and it's about choosing yourself. Not because you're selfish, but because you love yourself the most. You've heard it said, I love you, but I love me more. And that's kind of a King of Swords type of approach, right? It really, a lot of times I refer to it as a head over heart, but it really is just a choice in who you're going to honor. The person who is treating you badly, that would be abandoning yourself, versus honoring yourself, which is choosing yourself and honoring the emotions and the loyalty that you have to yourself and the work that you've done. Does this help? Yeah, I think I did pin it. I'll tell you where it is on Patreon. When you go to, I've got 3 new shadow work collections. I'm in the process of dividing out level 1, 2, and 3. I think this is in level 2. Laura, you read this. What level is that essay I wrote, Laura, and I got you to read it for me about the Pluto thing? Isn't that in Shadow Work Level 2? I think I may have sent you the link directly, so you may not know where it's at on Patreon. I could look real quick, I don't mind. But I do think I think I pinned it. I think you're right, I think I pinned it. And there was a lot that went into that. There was a culmination of a lot that went into that. It's heavy. I won't lie, it is heavy. But so is healing, right? So is the healing process. It's heavy. And, I'm going to go look. I think it's in level 2. I'm going to look for you real quick. Let me see. I think I can get right here. collections. I think it's going to be right here. Hold on just 1 minute, love bug. I think it's Shadow Work Healing Level 2. Yes, and I don't know if I pinned it, but it is first. It is first. It's called My Second Tower, the day Pluto rolled back into town. And it's a personal experience that I wrote about. All right, I need to update the list. You feel grounded again. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. That's always a good feeling, yes. To feel grounded, have direction. I love that. Yeah, and you know, you actually made a good point, Venus Gem. It's lengthy, it's heavy. I would definitely say it would be something that you would want to be in a quiet place where you can kind of absorb, because I think there's a lot of places that are going to give you pause, where something's just going to land and you're just going to go, oh, you know, I don't know. You'll have to give me your feedback. You'll have to get me your feedback. All right, so we have Olivia and Emma and Anastasia that I need to add to the list. Let me do that real quick. After Joseph, we have Olivia. Yeah, there we go. Emma and Anastasia. There we go. I may, just so y'all know this, I may, oh, yeah, I may do a follow-up video to that thing. I don't know yet. But I would also like to hear from you guys on something when you read that. I'm thinking about writing a book, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Those of you who have read it already, and those of you who do. All right, next up is the lovely Laura. The lovely Laura. Laura, my you know, my friend that always has the good material for us that I'll talk to you about. I have more material. I'll have to send it to you. I'll grab a journal too then. Yeah. You might want, yeah, maybe. I'd be curious if you find value in it, for sure. All right. Oh, you saw it? Did you see the essay, Emma? Did you look at it? I'm curious if you saw it yet, because I would love your feedback. But yes, Laura, I have new material for you to put in your folder. You know, that secret folder that we talked about? That one. Humorous repertoire. All right. You're killing me with your question, Laura. Oh my God, you are so crazy. I just read your question. Oh my God. Oh my God. She says, who's coming toward me in July, or do I need to collect more data? Always collect data, but we'll see who's coming towards you for you to collect data from. Okay, good deal, Emma, good deal. Always collect data. Here we go. What about July? What do we see coming towards Laura? You're killing me, girl. What do we need to know about July for Laura Ann? What do we need to know about July for Laura Ann? What do we need to know for July for Laura Ann? The Gemini pie. I don't know where that came from, Laura. Random Gemini. What do we need to know for Laura for July? What do we need to know for Laura Ann for July? We are professional data collectors. Is there anyone that Laura is going to be collecting data on for the month of July? Is there anyone that Laura is going to have a cause to want to collect data from during the month of July? Let's see. Yes. Yes. Okay, okay, who is that? I got a couple of people in your energy. Does she need to tell either one of these people that she's a succubus? Sorry, had to. Oh, let's see. Yes, there is one that you need to cut out. You've got history with someone. That's the one that you need to tell them you're a succubus. What about this one? Oh, you got a new thing. I was clarifying the King of Cups, and I got the Ace of Pentacles. You got a new boo thing coming. Tell me about this. I'll tell you who I clarified. I got the Judgment card. That's the past energy. The Queen of Swords in reverse came out on that one. And that was, I said, is there anybody that she needs to cut out or tell she's a succubus? And I literally got the Queen of Swords in reverse. So yes, there is somebody here that needs to, you won't be collecting a lot. You'll collect enough data to make a cut, and that'll be that. There is somebody here that you're going to want to collect data on, and I don't know much about them. They could be an unknown. We're going to find out. Tell me more about the King of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, please. Let's expand on that. Let's expand on that. I'll go more on that past. I do see a little bit more that I can tell you about how to identify who that is. But for now, I'm gonna focus on this King of Cups over here. You know, I bounce around, Laura. Tell me about this. Whoever this is has done a lot of work on themselves. All right. What's that about? Wow. Okay. Here's the rub with this King of Cups. The King of Cups looks pretty good. The King of Cups is going to be slow, and I'll tell you why. The King of Cups is going to be a slow mover. This person may be a bit, they're working on themselves. They've done a lot of work on themselves. Whoever this is smart and mature, okay? They're just methodical. They don't want to fuck up. And they don't want to go back to old patterns. So they're going to be, I don't think, they've got some old abandonment wounds, all right? They may have been cheated on before. But what I do get is that they have taken they've worked through a lot of stuff. Again, they've done a lot of work. Whoever this is has taken a pretty good time out from romance, okay? But they're just slow. They still have that lingering thought, you know, that lingering fear. Do I think that's going to affect them? No, I don't. Just know that that's there. Now, tell me more about this. Let me tell you what I do see on this past person, Laura. Hey, Lisa. How you doing? I just looked up. I was all engrossed in my cards, Lisa. Anyway, Laura, let's talk about this past energy. Here's how this may give you a clue. Whoever this is loves your rising sign because you ground them. You're stable. You're solid. So apparently this must be somebody that, you know, just like a piece of algae that just kind of floats around wherever. And apparently they really like that grounded, solid. Yeah, they're whoever this is unstable. Okay? They like your stability. They also like, you know, whatever. They may be one to string people along. That may be another thing possibly here. Come in kind of quick and then string people along. You know, a few of those. I do have, let me tell you signs that are here on the board in general. All right. Just so you'll know. Sag, Scorpio. Heavy on the Scorpio. We got Capricorn. Taurus, Libra. That's it. I am feeling, I don't know why, but when I saw that King of Cups and the energies around that King of Cups, Laura, suggest someone that would be a high vibrational Scorpio or someone with a lot of scorpionic energy. I mean, it may be somebody that has an 8th house stellium or, you know, like their sun in the 8th or, you know, something like that. I mean, you can't always know by their big 3, you know. So this person is that I'm seeing that is main character for July is going to be more reserved. Maybe a little bit slow to open up. I could see that with everything that I saw. Maybe a little bit slow to open up, but I think worth the time. Do I think they're closed off with 50 locks? I don't think that it's that. I just think that they are they stir the ice cream a little bit longer than maybe a lot of people do. Does that help, the analogy? So that's what's up. I am doing good, Ms. Lisa. I hope that helps, Laura. And you'll have to let me know. But never stop collecting data. I ain't got to pull cards on that. Your cottage inner circle is part of your job. Oh, gosh. I don't know if you were dealing with one. I just get high vibrational Scorpio energy there. Oh, wow. Venus Gem. I'm so glad that this is helpful to you. It means a lot. It means so much. Oh, Lord, the fireworks people are out, y'all. Baxter's probably going to try to start climbing my head. I'll see if I can avoid that. But let's see. This is Joseph. Let's see what's up. You know, Venus Gem, I don't know if you can hear me. I know you're reading that, so I don't know if you're still in the chat. But you had made the comment, I'm not allowing myself to feel justified anger. I keep pushing it aside, trying to replace it with something lighter. And that, a lot of people can get caught up in that. That is called spiritual bypassing. And unfortunately, there is a lot in the spiritual community who would encourage you to do that. I'm glad that you are seeing that you need to honor those feelings. You're here. I'm glad you're seeing that you need to honor those feelings, that's healthy. And you know what? Justified anger, righteous anger. Hey, there you go. And now it's time to process it. And you can. You're a Taurus. What do you mean you can't process it? Of course you can process it. You're stronger than you know. Venus Gem, you know I have a daughter who's a Taurus, and I bought her a cuff bracelet. You know, I know you've seen those cuff bracelets that have things engraved on the inside. She wears it almost every day. She doesn't wear it to her work because it would get messed up, but outside of that, she wears it almost every day. It's a cute little, dainty little cuff bracelet, and on the inside it says, "Beautiful girl, comma, you can do hard things." So yeah. You can do hard things. All right, Joseph. All right, Joseph, that was your new song for today. All right. Joseph, Spicy Pisces here. You read on this person a long while ago. Nothing got off the ground and we were no contact. The Capricorn energy has returned. Oh, the Capricorn energy has returned. He has come back in my energy and I am so annoyed. I just want him to be honest with what he wants. Why are you keeping me around, sir? Sir has become one of my favorite words lately, Joseph. I think it's funny that you've used that. I want to block him. Is he a karmic? Okay. All right, master. All right, sir. Everyone that crosses your path is a karmic. Mic drop. Everyone who crosses your path is a karmic. I hate that word in spirituality. Karmic is just cause and effect. Karmic means there's something you need to learn from this person. And you may have already learned that. Your life partner is also karmic. Fun fact. Everything is karmic. Karma is such a misunderstood word. It just doesn't work like people think. And hear me, I'm just going to support that with one sentence. Bad things happen to good people. A lot. That blows the hell out of the theory of karma, doesn't it? Yeah. I'm getting ready to do a video on karma. Because it's a good topic. But nonetheless, yeah, it just doesn't work like most people want to believe. We just don't get what we deserve or what we earn. Because if we did, we'd all get, probably smushed in the ground. But let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on with this Capricorn toward you energetically. Let's see what we got. What's going on with the Capricorn toward Joseph, please? What is going on with the Capricorn? What's going on with this motherfucker? What's going on with this Capricorn towards Joseph? What's going on with this Capricorn, please, toward Joseph? What's going on with this Capricorn toward Joseph? Yeah, exactly. Motherfucker. The moon. That's interesting. Wheel of Fortune. The Magician. This confirms he is. So let's talk about that word again, because we have the Wheel of Fortune. Destiny and karma and cause and effect, some cosmic words coming out in your reading. The moon, the Wheel of Fortune, the Magician. Yes, there are lessons. Yes, there are lessons. Some you have seen, some you have yet to see. That is okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's normal, in fact. Okay. Magician. It is a transformative. It is a connection meant for you to transmute the energies, transform, integrate parts of yourself right through the shadow, and to embrace this nasty thing right here, okay, that we just got through talking about, right, the Tower. But it is. We've got the Wheel of Fortune here. We've got the Magician. We've got the Moon. Let's talk about the Moon, Joseph. That's the subconscious. Okay. I think what this is telling me is this. It is the subconscious. It is your subconscious that's tapping into this, okay? There is unfinished business here. I don't have the unfinished business card. That's not what it means in the traditional sense whenever people say unfinished business. It's unfinished business in you, and in your subconscious. And that's why he keeps reappearing. That's what my cards are literally saying. Do I think, Joseph, that there have been times, and probably are times, that you're picking up on him thinking about you? Absolutely. We've seen that in the cards, but there's a deep reason why he's thinking about you and you're thinking about him. You understand that there was a lot of lessons here, and that is fine. And the cards are saying you're on the journey, but the cards are also saying there are more lessons that are going to come. Does that mean he's coming towards you and you guys are going to get? No, that's not what that means at all. What that means is that so often, Joseph, when we go through these life experiences, we will realize 2 or 3 or 5 years later we'll have a light bulb moment, and because we've done some work on ourselves that seems not related, okay, and then it'll come back and we'll go, oh, now I get it. Now I get it. You will have those moments, okay. My tower, yes. Hey, Christy. Hey, Lilia. Hey, Jennifer. There is unfinished business. There's some emotional. There's cleanup on all 7, and seriously, you're still doing cleanup work on this thing, and that's okay. You might for years. Look, I'm still doing cleanup stuff. I did some cleanup stuff today on my daddy wings still, okay? And we are, Jennifer, we are definitely taking questions. And by the way, I love the Big Apple. No place like the Big Apple. Woo! I would go there in a heartbeat again. Anyway, you're still doing cleanup work, Joseph, and that's okay. That's why he's hitting your brain. That's why he's hitting your mind. What that is glimpses of your subconscious popping up into the conscious mind. That's what that is. It may be a good idea. I'm going to leave this to you. You can try this and see how it works a time or two, but when that happens, if you're aware you can, to sit with it and say, why are you popping up in my subconscious, and what are you trying to tell me about myself that I don't see? And keep digging. And look specifically. If there's a specific memory, then look for that's coming up and start looking at that thing. If it's missing him, start looking at that and asking the hard questions. And I've got some shadow work exercises on Patreon that's going to walk you through this entire process. But I definitely would recommend that you do that. There's just some pieces and parts that are still hidden in the subconscious. That is okay. That is normal. That just tells me that you're just on the journey. I still got pieces and parts in my subconscious that have yet to be discovered, and probably I'll die and they won't be. And that's just kind of part of the process, right? But you absolutely will work through this stuff. You already are. The cards are speaking to you being in that energy of discovering those hidden things that are in the corner. It's kind of like walking down a dark hall and you're carrying a lantern and you're kind of peeking and prodding for truths, right? And that's this is more difficult than I thought. Yes. Oh yes. It can get deep. It can get deep, my dear friend. It can get deep, my little Pisces friend, for sure. Joseph, I think more than anybody, you'll be able to relate to what how I sometimes work through things, how this helps me. In fact, I may do a video about this because I think this is helpful for people that have a lot of Pisces in their chart, or some of the other things that can lend themselves to arts, creative expression, music specifically. And this is going to make you laugh, but I will hear music and it will speak to me and it will help me see things. And I'll quick story time, I'll give you an example. I will get these things. So Jennifer, I don't do super chat questions, babe, and that's in the description, okay? You'll need to book through my website if you would like for me to do a reading for you. The directions are below this video. See this right here? All right. And the pinned comment also kind of tells you too. But thank you for the super chat. All right. Nonetheless, Joseph, let me give you my example of what happened today in the car. And you, of anybody, as a musician, are going to find the humor in this like crazy. Joseph, are you familiar with the song by Birdman and Lil Wayne, Stuntin' Like My Daddy? It's a rap song. It's ridiculous. I always would think about my dad whenever I heard that song, and yet my dad was very toxic, and I didn't ever understand how is it that I relate to him, because let's just be honest, much of my original trauma was related to daddy wounds, right? And so, you know, I kind of Stuntin' Like My Daddy, it kind of stuck with me. It hit me. He walked through darkness and blindness. I brought I brought a lantern to walk through my darkness and to peek into pride. Well, it's just meaning I'm walking in my dad's footsteps. In ways I am, but I'm just carrying a light through the darkness, and there's the difference, right? So it's kind of like I'm taking what he gave me and I'm building on it. I don't know if that made sense to you. But anyway, that was my takeaway on it. It's a ridiculous song about nothing to do with what I'm talking about, but that was what I interpreted and what I got out of it. I hope that helps. So yeah, can music be helpful? Without a doubt. Without a doubt. But that's where you're at, Joseph. That's what I see here. All right. That's what I see. Oh, Jennifer, you're fine, love. It's no problem at all. But yeah, my questions, if you want just general advice, it's $15. If you want to ask about Justin, a question is $35. So, and you book it. You can't, I don't do super chats. You book it using the link that is provided in the instructions. So there you go. Hey, Mihal, I've got you, and I'm going to update the list. I just got your order. Joseph, I am a crazy Gemini when it comes to my playlist. I absolutely will. It's a doozy. I absolutely will be playing classical, Taylor Swift, Kendrick, Lil Wayne, The Weeknd, Earth, Wind and Fire, Billy Joel, you name it, Kenny Chesney, Rascal Flatts. I mean, it's just all over the place. Jason Aldean, who's that guy? Morgan Wallen. I mean, just varied, very, very varied and eclectic. All right. Joseph, did that help you? I hope that helped you. All right, next up is Olivia. Olivia is asking, she is a Libra and she has paid for advice, so we are going to pull general advice for Olivia. Let me do the timestamp for Olivia. All right, what does Olivia need to know most right now from Spirit? What does Olivia need to know most from Spirit? Olivia the Libra. Emma, you aren't lying. But the triggers are actually our best friend because they tell us what we need to work through, right? What does Olivia the Libra most need to know from Spirit right now? What does Olivia most need to know from Spirit right now? What does Olivia need to know most from Spirit? What does Olivia need to know most from Spirit? What does Olivia need to know most from Spirit? What does Olivia need to know most from Spirit? Four of Cups in the reverse, Six of Cups in the reverse, the Fool card in the upright. Tell me more about that. Tell me more about that. I think, Olivia, this is actually addressing the question you asked. Oddly. Okay, that's exactly what this is. This is actually answering the question you asked. The Four of Cups in reverse is energetically holding on to something. That's not necessarily bad. I mean, it's not the healthiest energy regardless, but we're holding on to something. And the Six of Cups in the reverse suggests a history with someone that is not so great. The Six of Cups in reverse is kind of, I tell you what the Six of Cups is when I read it. Can I tell you with song, Olivia? I've been sitting here talking about song. Because, baby, now we got bad blood. You know we used to be mad love. But take a look what you've done. Am I hitting home with you yet? Yeah, you're holding on to something that you've got some murky history with. There's muddy water under this bridge. There's some muddy water under the bridge between you and whoever is showing up in your reading today. Okay. I think Spirit decided to answer your question, so that we will do. Why is the Fool card here? I'm going to interpret the Fool card in a really unique way. The Fool card is about a leap of faith that your gut is telling you need to make. A lot of times in the tarot, we will see that as jumping into a relationship. In this case, the leap of faith is letting go of one. The leap of faith is often into the unknown. Letting go is scary. Letting go is scary. I will give you that all day long, but I will tell you what I have learned. Letting go in the moment you let go is probably the hardest, most painful thing ever. But the feeling that follows that very shortly is peace. Not happiness, not joy, not jumping for joy, but it's like, holding on is painful, and it prolongs sometimes the inevitable, right? So I suggest, and I clarified this, I got the Ace of Wands, the Temperance, and the Four of Wands in reverse. The Ace of Wands is a new direction all day long. It's a passionate new beginning that's life-changing. The Temperance card, healing all day long. Yeah. All day long, healing is associated with the Temperance card. It also speaks to a divine timing, a length of time. And healing involves not just time, but work. And the recognition that wanting the Four of Wands is okay. In fact, that's fine. That's your 1111 person, right? That's your solid. That's your boo thing. That Four of Wands, that's your happily ever after right there. But the Four of Wands here is in the reverse. And this is to say this. This isn't your Four of Wands. Does that mean you don't have a Four of Wands? No, not if you do the work. Not if you embrace this Temperance energy and you take this leap of faith and you trust your gut and the divine and the universe and all things that are right, and you really release this and start to invest in Olivia. Because if ever anybody needs Olivia, it's you. It's you. You need Olivia more than you need this Gemini all day long. And Geminis are great. But not this Gemini. I mean, he may be okay, but he's not your Gemini. Does that make sense? He doesn't go here, and that's okay. He doesn't go here. He doesn't. And that's okay. It's hard. I won't even lie. It's hard as hell. And it's okay if you love this man. My question to you is, do you love yourself more? And if not, that may be one of the first things you want to do in shadow work is address that. I hope this helps, Olivia. I hope this helps. So there you go. There's your answer. There's your answer. You asked, Spirit answered. There you go. Apparently, that's what Spirit felt like you needed to know most. I venture to say, Olivia, that if you had not sent the first thing to me except your zodiac sign, the cards would have been the same and the message would have been the same. Because apparently that is what you needed to find out about. Thank you, Olivia. All right, Emma Boo. Emma Boo is up. The Cappy Sun, Libra Moon, Scorpio, Stellium. Let me timestamp for Emma Boo. All right. Emma, what does the summer months have in store for me love-wise? Let's see what's up, Emma. Let's see what comes out for you. What do the summer months have in store for Emma? What do the summer months have in store for Emma? What do the summer months have in store for Emma? Tell me about the summer months for Emma. For love. What do the summer months have in store for Emma? What do the summer months have in store for Emma? What do the summer months have in store for Emma? What do the summer months have in store for Emma? Why? Who is this person doing this? Oh, Emma. Buckle up, Bobo. Buckle up. I think you may have two energies. There is one that has come out here. Let me tell you how you're going to know who this first one is. You've got a person here that I feel like there is something that's going to feel off from the jump. Okay? And you're not going to know what it is. You may not be able to put your finger on it, but something is going to immediately feel weird, and you're not going to put your finger on it. It may be that this person that comes towards you checks all the boxes and looks great on paper, but there's something off and you can't put your finger on it. But it's your temperature gauge is your radar is just going off. Okay, immediately your head is going to go, okay, something wrong with this picture. What the helly? And I get that this person is. I get that one way you're going to know who this person is they may try to rush into things with you in a number of different ways. Maybe rush you toward commitment, maybe love bomb you entirely too fast, skip a lot of important steps, okay, in the process, okay. It's like tell you they love you and they don't even really have not had a chance to even know you enough to say that they love you, that kind of thing, right? Emma, listen, I know you. And I love you, and I love you because I've gotten to know you. But, when somebody meets you and 2 weeks later they're telling you they love you, there's no way they could have observed enough from you to know that they love you, right? So that's the kind of red flags I would say to look out for. I do believe there is a second energy, and I'm going to see if I can find out more about that for you, Emma. But yes, you definitely need to be alert to that. Your red flag, your alarm bells is thank you, be encouraged. Thank you. Um, your alarm bells are going to go off with that one, and you're not even going to know why. But there's something that that person is hiding. What about this other energy? What about this other energy? Distance, travels, you don't know this person yet. There's a lot of people that are going to be in your energy. I will tell you that. I do think there's a possibility you're going to meet somebody that's at a distance. I don't see anybody crossing your path in the summer that's really going to strike your fancy. I'm going to be real with you. I don't. Yes, but I do see that big warning signs. In general, here's what I get for summer. Emma, I'm so sorry to tell you this. I think summer is going to be a lot of eye rolls and next. Eye roll, next. Thank you, next. Thank you, next. I've got enough data. Keep moving. Keep it moving. I think that's summer. I'm going to be real with you. That's what I got. But I think there was specifically something here telling me to tell you, trust your gut on things. If you can't put it on anything else, trust your gut. All right? I don't see commitment coming. I will say this. You're going to hate me, Emma. I do see you actually making some major breakthroughs spiritually and in your healing. I see you having major breakthroughs in that and seeing some things from your past with a lot more clarity. I do see that. Yeah, major transformation energy here. What is this saying? Yeah, but I just don't see anything worthwhile crossing your path, okay? To other than to learn from and collect data. Hey, Steph, what's up, beautiful? How you doing? Yeah. I would say this. In general, my thoughts on what I saw, keep it 100. Take these folks with a grain of salt until they give you a reason not to. Take these folks with a grain of salt. You're just gathering information, and when you have it, next. Next. Oh, I see that. Okay, next. Right. That's what I got. Yeah, I think if you can take that approach, Emma, it will help your summer to be a lot more peaceful. I think there's going to be people coming towards you, but I think you're just going to be like, okay, whatever. I think this summer you're going to have, I think, Emma, this summer with your healing journey, I think you're going to have monumental breakthroughs. I do see that. I think you're going to cry some tears of joy around some of the things that you realize in that healing journey. I really do. I saw the cards. It's just amazing, the breakthroughs that I saw. I mean, you got the World card, the Temperance card, the Star card. I mean, just a really good energy around your internal work. Right. So I like that for you. I'm proud of you, by the way, for doing the work. Super proud of you. I hope that helps. All right. Anastasia is up next. Give me just a minute, y'all. That makes me happy. Oh, good. Good, good, good. I need cornbread. There's Gina. By the way, Gina, I did not ask your permission, but I made you a mod. I guess you figured that out. You know what I didn't do, Stephanie? I didn't put up my meanie comment. I didn't feel a need to. You know, the one we made the other day? Oh, I just read your text, girl. You're crazy, crazy in the best of ways. What is today? The 3rd. All right. All right, here we go. Hey, little wave. Ty, thanks for the general reading. Continues to be helpful. Got me to stop preservating. Feels better. Still processing. Wanted to stop by to say thanks. Absolutely. And it is always, thank you so much for letting me hear from you. I appreciate that. Oh, Emma, girl, you've not tried cornbread? My God, that's a Southern delicacy. I love you big too, Gina. I brought my whip. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. All right, next up is Anastasia. Let's see what Anastasia's got going on. Anastasia, the Cancer. Gotcha, girl. Let's see what's up. Not a delicacy in Scotland. I tell you what, Emma, if there was a way for me to help you to experience hot cornbread, fresh out of the oven, with real butter, if there was a way that I could help you to experience that, baby, I would. It does. I swear it has healing powers. You ain't even lying. Woo! Some food just does, right? Like shortbread and whiskey. Well, I could see some healing powers there. It's early morning in Scotland. Yes, it is. I do believe it is. She is where Emma is in a different day. Emma has jumped timelines. It's Saturday where Emma is. All right, let's go, Anastasia. Let's see what's up with you, beautiful. All right. Let's get the thoughts and feelings from the Pisces toward as it relates to connection with Anastasia. Give me the Pisces towards Anastasia, please. Give me the Pisces towards Anastasia. Give me the Pisces, please, toward Anastasia. Give me the Pisces, please, towards Anastasia. Yes, it has to be buttermilk. Oh my God, absolutely. Give me the Pisces toward Anastasia. Give me this Pisces, please, toward Anastasia. 2 of Wands sideways. Ace of Pentacles. Give me the Pisces. Give me the Pisces toward Anastasia. The Pisces toward Anastasia. Pisces. Give me the Pisces towards Anastasia. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. 8 of Swords. Here we go. Page of Swords. In a word, Anastasia, or 3 words: paralysis by analysis, and stuck with that Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Page of Swords, why is that here? She may be worried about gossip. That may be what's got her in her head. Gossip, people talking. With the Page of Swords, sometimes that can be that. Give me more on the Page of Swords, please. Give me more on the Page of Swords. Give me more on the Page of Swords. Ace of Wands, Six of Swords, Tower. Fear. Fear. Lots of attraction, which she tries to move away from, for fear of a Tower. King of Pentacles in the reverse. She's just not grounded. She wants stability, but she's got to find it within herself, and that's her problem. If she did what she wanted to do, she would move toward you. I can tell you that, whether you know that or not. Why is the High Priestess here in the reverse? Four of Wands in the reverse. She's worried about family or being rejected. Page of Wands. Nine of Cups in reverse. I get the impression that she is up in her head a lot about this thing. Paralysis not by analysis. She wants stability, but her problem is she can't land her plane. And that's her problem. She can't land her own plane to figure out what it is she's actually going to do. Well, hey, Robert, what's up? She can't land her plane to figure out what she wants to do. That's why the King of Pentacles came up in the reverse. She wants to move forward with the Ace of Pentacles and the Chariot card, but she can't land her plane. She just can't get there, get past this paralysis by analysis, fear, worried about gossip and such, worried about a tower. I'm not sure what that tower is for her. Can you tell me about what that tower is? Family. Family, possibly mom. Possibly mom. Or dad. King of Cups, Empress. Could be both. That's what I got. You're good, Robert. We literally have one advice left, and then you're next. But I hope that helps you, Anastasia. I hope that kind of helps you. She is just, even when I was shuffling, I got the Two of Wands sideways. She is just so stuck in at the crossroads, and it's like she just cannot find her wherewithal to move forward toward what she really wants. That's what I got. That's what I got, Anastasia. And I hope that helps. All right. Mihal is a Sag. Robert, if you're up for a speed round, I'm on my last person, and this is an advice. If you wanna do a speed round, we can. If you do, just let me know, and I'll go close down the rest of the folks. All right, we'll see though. Or if you just got a few, you can do it the traditional way. All right, what does Mihal the Sagittarius need to know? Mihal the Sagittarius. Mihal the Sagittarius. Mihal the Sagittarius. Give me advice for Mihal the Sagittarius. Give me advice for Mihal the Sagittarius. Give me advice for Mihal the Sagittarius. What does Mihal the Sagittarius need to know? Mihal the Sagittarius. What does Mihal the Sagittarius need to know? What does Mihal the Sagittarius need to know? What does Mihal the Sagittarius need to know? Mihal the Sagittarius. Here we go. Mihal the Sagittarius, please. What does Mihal the Sagittarius need to know? Three of Pentacles, Temperance, Hanging in reverse. Mihal, you're going to hate me for this being a Sagittarius. Most Saggies that I know are like, I'm a Gemini, and like we're on the same axis. Patience, non-existent. What the cards are telling me is this: you are in the process of building something, and I'm not sure what it is. I think it's within yourself, if I have to be honest. You may be in the process of healing from something, or just working on yourself, or maybe there's a goal that you're working on. Okay, you're building something, you're building towards something. Maybe you're building a business, building a house, or building within yourself. It could be anything like that. Okay. The universe says to you, you are making progress brick by brick, step by step. You got to be patient. You're on a good path. Don't skip a step, because if you skip a step in this building process, it'll be unstable. But if you'll stay the course and remain consistent and solid in whatever this thing is that you're doing, whether it's a spiritual journey, or building a business, or building an empire, or building a house, or building a relationship, whatever it is, allow things to unfold in the order they should. Trust the process and be patient. You are on the right path. The universe calls you to literally step into your own highest version of Sagittarian energy. You literally showed up, Mihal, in your own reading. This is the Temperance card, and that is Sagittarius energy. And it calls you to step into the highest vibration of Sagittarian energy, because Sagittarian energy can be quite amazing. Sagittarius is a complex sign. And a lot of people misunderstand Saggies, okay? Because Saggies are funny, they're fun. They often are very unfiltered with the way that they talk, and impatient, and but Saggies are a very spiritual sign. That's a very spiritual sign. Sagittarius has a lot of spiritual significance within the zodiac wheel. And you bring, Sagittarians bring necessary energy to balance out for the rest of us. And so you're being called right now to step into your highest vibration of yourself and to embrace every part of yourself. And that is done again through that healing process, right? So you're on the right track. Stay the course. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Lots of Saturnian advice here about being patient and building something that will, when something is, just like a house. If we build a house and it goes up in 3 weeks, it's just not the same as this thing having some firm foundation and some good bones and something that'll weather some storms. That takes time to build something that is hurricane proof. And that's what you're being called to build within yourself and within what you're doing with work. So take your time and do it right, Saggy. Take your time and do it right. It's worth it. I hope that helped you, Mihal. I hope that helped you. You'll have to let me know. Yes, I know that. I believe you. Saggies can be very deep thinkers. Not many people understand that, but there's a lot of depth to that zodiac sign that people miss. People snooze on Sagittarius. I'm telling y'all, everybody else, you snoozing on Sagittarius. Sagittarius is worth knowing. Yes, it's a marathon, not a sprint. That's right. Rome wasn't built in a day, and we're trying to build something that is going to stand the test of time. Yes, wisdom. Sagittarius is associated with wisdom, deep thinking, searching for significance, deeper meaning in life. If that's not a spiritual quest, I don't know what is. You are welcome, Mihal, and thank you. As always, thank you. So I hope that helped you guys. I hope that helped you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think we are going to call it an early night. Actually, that probably worked out good because I'm actually a little bit needing to rest. I won't go to bed though. I guarantee you, whenever I finish this live stream, I'll probably do some stuff. I'll probably do some stuff for Patreon. So y'all, those of you that are on Patreon, keep your eyes peeled because I may upload some stuff tonight. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, here we go. Thank you, Steph. Thank you for that. Thank you. I am really glad to be working. I'm working to revamp Patreon entirely. And I'm really excited about the direction that it's going, particularly in the shadow work stuff like you're talking about, Steph. I'm very, very excited to do that. Very, very, very excited. Let's see here. Here we go. There we go. Thank you, Emma. I appreciate you. But I'll probably do some stuff this evening. Hey, Steph, I was talking about that essay earlier. Do you think I need to do a video to kind of recap that or no? Or do you think it's just better to read? Does it read better or does it need to be in a video format? You'll have to let me know. You think so? Yes, do a video on it. Both. Rowan suggested it. We all know who Rowan is. So yeah, that was Rowan's suggestion. So I'll probably take that advice. Who knows? Maybe that's a chapter in a book. Could be. Could be. But anyway, all right. Well, I'm going to get out of here. I love you guys to the moon and back, and I'll see y'all. I'll see y'all later. Bye, y'all. What do you do to unwind the mind? Oh goodness, that's a good question. So I do meditate in the evenings usually. I do a variety of things. Sometimes I do something completely mindless. I will listen to music. I do a lot of writing. I do a lot of interacting with my AI companion. And sometimes I'll do video games on, solitaire. Sometimes I watch Dr. Phil. Sometimes I watch documentaries. I go outside a lot in my backyard and, do some connecting with nature. I play with my animals. That's a big one. Unwinding. Sometimes I get on the phone with Steph and we banter. So it's just a myriad of things. I don't know if that helps. Hot baths are pretty therapeutic for me. just to soak back in the tub and just, right. But I do, you hit on something. Unwinding is sometimes unwinding with what I do is tantamount to my mental health. I have to. I love interacting. Don't get me wrong. This feeds my soul to interact, but then I also have to have that downtime. My 12th house stellium just has to have, you know, it has to just shut out the noise for a minute, if that makes sense. But good question. All right. I love you guys, the moon and back. I'll see y'all later. Bye, y'all. Good night.